really good win. Get us to 1-0 in this rivalry. Kind of, I think with me, a lot of times games, win or lose, sink in a little more, Sunday and Monday than they do, like, because you're so into the game at the time, So I think that kind of, brought to light how big it was, just, even when going out with a family, around town and everybody coming up and things, just a reminder of what a big win that was for the school, for the town, for the players, fans, everybody. So good to be on the winning side, and our goal obviously is to dominate this matchup and never lose.
Harris, start us off.
Lane, what's your confidence level in the last two games being played?
Parrish, I hadn't thought about it that way because it's out of my control. I'm assuming we are playing, but I don't really think that way because I can't control it. So we'll prepare as if we're playing.
So what are the next 2 weeks like for you in terms of preparation? How do you balance looking at Ole Miss and looking at an opponent?
Well, I assume, we'll do, this week what we did, whatever that was, 2 weeks ago when we had the same setup. So we'll probably still do something with them Saturday so that they're around here, game simulation type thing, so we can, stay on track as if we were playing. It does give us some time, things like, Otis, be great for him, to have another week of practice. Haven't been on service team all along, and we'll always look at things we can do better, or maybe, a different player somewhere.
John, go ahead.
And we've always, excuse me, John, and we've always got to be prepared, for COVID, and continuing to work guys different places. We just got hit, with a few of them yesterday, so we've always got to have plans in place for that because, as you guys know, you got no idea what's going to happen.
Lane, you didn't mince words after the South Carolina game, talking about your defense and the improvements you want to see there. How much did the defense kind of improve this week against State from, after watching the film?
Yeah, we did. We played a lot better, obviously. Now, completely different team. It basically doesn't run the ball versus, giving up whatever 350 yards rushing, whatever it was. So, just a different challenge. But we got some big stops, had some big times in the game.
And you, following up quickly with what you just said regarding COVID, you said you had a few more positives recently. How is it compared to like the other weeks where you've had positives? Is it more than you've seen before, or is it a manageable amount?
It is manageable, but my fear always is when you get a few, then it just starts trickling. And who are they around? And even if they're not roommates, just so. I really like obviously when it's zero, like it was last week.
Neil, go ahead.
Hey, Lane, a couple of things. One, I heard that on the field on Saturday, you sort of called your shot on that Braylon Sanders play. Said, hey, we're scoring on this one. It was 3rd and long, and you guys went deep there. I was wondering if you could kind of confirm or deny or elaborate on that.
Well, I'll take credit for whoever said that. That's not what happened, but I actually said here's a touchdown on one earlier that was not a touchdown. But we'll go with it, sure. I doubt very much on 3rd and whatever it was, 18 or something like that I was calling that, especially with, the deep safety that was playing back there.
And then my other question was, I know it's still a couple of weeks away, but do you have any kind of an idea at this point how much of your signing class you'll fill up in the early period?
I do not. We actually have a meeting this afternoon to discuss that, 3 o'clock, utilizing some of this extra time. So I do not. I think it's going to be a crazy off season with, what are our guys going to do? You saw some guys go senior day, some guys didn't go senior day, so I don't know if that list was out there, but, we gave it up to them. And so, who's coming back? Well, we don't know that yet even because there's some of those guys are in between.
Go to David.
Hey, Lane. Matt Corral just won another SEC Offensive Player of the Week award, obviously having a phenomenal season. There seems to be an expectation amongst the Ole Miss fan base that he's definitely coming back next year. Are they right in that assessment?
I said that this morning too, in our meeting this morning, that we've got to, just because that he said that early on and he's a sophomore, we're going to have to sit down and talk with him, to see where he's at because, it only takes one person to influence somebody. We see these things all the time where the kid thinks he's coming back and, someone gives him some information about, where they think he'll go in the draft and kids leave.
Nick, go ahead.
With the COVID stuff, just what is the message to the team when you see so many teams across the country having these huge spikes? Have you changed your messaging at all with these guys, or has it kind of been the same since the beginning?
No, whatever our message has been has worked, so we haven't changed it. Just continue to remind them all the time of it. It's part of their job, just like it is to weight lift, to watch film, to protect yourself.
And then I think I know what your answer to this is going to be, but do you have an update on Tarikas Tisdale?
I do not, no.
Go back to John.
Lane, that throw that Matt made, going back to him, that throw that he made to Sanders on that third down, was that the best throw of the year you think he's made after looking at it?
Got to be up there. I mean, I thought about it right at the time. I was like, this is like John Elway type of throw. It felt like it was 70 yards, and so, he couldn't have put it any better. And to throw it that early as he did really was that's a first-round throw.
Back to Parrish.
Lane, after the game, he kind of wanted some time to evaluate Otis's performance. What have you thought about how he played and how he played with the defense and the energy and that sort of thing?
I thought he brought some energy out there. You could feel that during the game. He did well, especially, just knowing whatever a week ago, he was on service team. So I think he's going to get better every week too.
Nick, go ahead.
At the beginning of the year, we heard you and some of the defensive players talk a lot about the guys playing out of the system and kind of making things up as they go along. Has that been fixed in your mind, or is that still happening?
No, I think we played better, but we got to continue to improve. We're one game away from the game before not playing well. So until the last couple drives, so it's just a constant thing, and guys continue to get better, and like we said, hopefully Otis helps there too, and we stay healthy.
Back to David.
Logan hit a pretty big field goal for you in the Egg Bowl that stretched your lead out to 2 scores at one point. He's obviously kicking better. Was there anything in particular that made you, or anything you saw to stick with him throughout the season?
No, we just, when we'd have the competition, we felt like he was winning, putting us in the best position to win. So, and that was a huge kick. You're right. To go to 2 scores that late, whatever, 5-6 minutes was giant, was really, really big.